My male 24, girlfriend female 25, mother female 55, took my Transformer toys to give to her grandson. Original post. My relationship with my girlfriend's mother has recently turned sour after she took my Transformer toys from my flat to give to her grandson. She has refused to give them back, saying that someone in their 20s shouldn't have toys in their flat. The issue is that they are collectibles in addition to toys. Since the majority of them date to the 1980s, their combined value is estimated to be roughly $10,000 to $11,000. Haven't gotten them appraised, but that is what I'll put down if I make the report. I informed her of their value, but she brushed it aside by stating, well, they're just toys. I even told her I'll go to the store to pick some toys for her grandson, but she doesn't want that and refused by saying they don't make them like they used to. My girlfriend and I have spoken about this, but she doesn't want to become involved and prefers that I handle it on my own. I told her that I have exhausted all options and that the next logical step is probably to report the items as stolen. Stealing something worth $10,000 isn't a misdemeanor either. This is felony level theft. Additionally, the mother took them by entering my flat using my girlfriend's key. My girlfriend said she would speak to her mother and ask her not to do anything similar ever again, but that I should let this one go and not escalate the matter, because if I reported it, we would be done. She said she would only talk and involve herself if I promised to not do anything about it, and I should value our 2.5-year relationship more than some plastic toys. I don't understand why she isn't valuing our relationship and getting my stuff back from her family. I just want my things returned. I genuinely find it hard to believe she is siding with her mother. We've already been into a few arguments over this over the past several days, and I don't think things will get better. A part of me believes that her mother will likely sell them for a profit or something, and then purchase the cheaper ones for her grandson to give to him on his 6th birthday. I don't want to involve the police and ruin my relationship with my girlfriend or her mother, because up until now, her mother has been nothing but nice to me. Is there a more effective approach to take? I need advice. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Are you sure you want to be with a girlfriend who supports her mother in theft, instead of just going and taking those toys and bringing them back to you? Do you suppose girlfriend might be in on this? Do you suppose maybe girlfriend is tired of OP's toys taking up space and cluttering up the apartment and put her mom up to the job of clearing them out? Just asking questions. Yes, I think she's in on it, but to sell them with her thief of a mother. I can't believe OP hasn't called the cops yet. Do go to police. Why you are concerned about making upset the person who stole from you and your girlfriend that supports that. She says the two of you will be done if you do report that. Probably for the better. Please do this. If you don't, in a year when she dumps you over something super trivial, you'll really regret not going to the police. These toys could literally be your retirement fund someday. Don't let her get away with this. Right. You're not the one who is jeopardizing the relationship. Her mother started the process, and your girlfriend is merely finishing it. She doesn't want to get involved when you're being affected, but she is perfectly willing to when it's her mother. Mothers are important, but so are boundaries and, the law. Report the mother, break up with your girlfriend. For real, my money is on that the girlfriend wanted the toys gone and gave her mom the go-ahead. And now for the update. I broke up with my girlfriend because she continued to take her mom's side and threatened to break up with me. Police report has also been filed. Wrote down the estimated value to be $13,000 when the police asked me for it. Fingers crossed now. Good job. I hope you will recover your property. Thank you. If she damages any of them out of spite, there's a huge community surrounding Transformers and kit bashing or restoring old models. It wouldn't restore their value, but if they're sentimental it might be worth looking into. I'm not too familiar with the world, but I used to work with a guy years ago that did it, and he still does years later. DM me if you're interested and I can send you his Twitter. He's not big by any means, but he'd probably be a good source of info. Everything will be out of the box now. No way a kid understands value. Unless she sold them to collectors, in which case she will have to pay you for them. She hasn't given them to him yet. She is waiting for his birthday, which is in a few days. I suspect she won't give them to him now after knowing what they are worth, and will try to sell them for profit. Wait, are you telling us that they're still packaged and in her place after the theft, where she knows their value, and she's refusing to return them still? It's 10,000% a scam and theft for profit, mate. Glad you dumped the ex and her mom. Good luck getting them recovered. Don't forget to get your lock changed. Already asked the building manager to do that. They should get changed by the end of the week. Get a door camera. If she was bold enough to take the key and steal from you, I wouldn't put anything past her. Next story. Partner 26 female of 7 years left me 28 male at the altar and now wants me to take her back. My head is at a million places right now, so excuse my incoherency. My girlfriend or fiance or ex-girlfriend had been dating since she was 19 and I was 21. We've been through everything together and basically grown up together. I've always known that when she really panics, she tends to run away from things. She used to randomly break up with me and try to dip when we were very young, but we talked it through and got better at that, and she hasn't done that for years now. Anyway, I proposed a year ago, and it was hardly a surprise. We'd been discussing marriage for years. We both knew we'd be on board to do this after she finished her MBA and got a job in my city. Everything was perfect. The past year has been very hectic in planning a wedding, since we're both from another country where grand weddings are the norm, and we had to fly people out, etc., etc. About 2 to 3 months ago, the nerves started to hit her and she tried to talk to me about it. I will acknowledge my faults here. She did try to bring it up to me that she was nervous, and the whole ordeal of a grand wedding was stressing her out. Ideally, she would have wanted a small destination wedding with a big party afterwards, but due to both of our families requesting a big wedding and inviting all their friends, we succumbed. She was also nervous about the commitment of marriage, finances, and other things. All of this we had discussed before, but I guess she just needed reassurance. However, in hindsight, I realize now that every time she brought it up to me before that she was anxious, I chalked it up to the normal cold feet people get and would just say it'll be fine and brushed it off. I was also stressed with a lot of work to do before I took my long leave, and planning and budgeting and all of it. We both make very good money, but this wedding was going out of budget, and we didn't want to take any money from our parents. All of it got pretty stressful for both of us. She seemed a little jittery the night before as well. I told her to calm down and just sleep. Mostly I was very excited to make her my wife, something I have been dreaming of since the day we started dating. She's the love of my life, and it was still hard to believe she was choosing to marry me. I was the happiest man alive. But on the day of the wedding, she dipped. She left me a note apologizing and saying she couldn't do all of this, and just ran. I don't even know where she went. All of it unfolded so quickly, and it was almost like a movie, all our family members coming into my room while I was ready to walk out onto the altar, asking me where she was, etc., etc. Pretty traumatic, and I ended up crying in front of all my family and friends. Our parents handled the guests and all of it, while I just went home. Heartbroken. She wasn't home. I spent the entire day calling and texting her, and her phone was switched off. She walked in at night at 10 or 11 p.m. and just kept crying and apologizing. I told her to just go sleep and that I need time to think about everything that happened. Now I'm turning to Reddit because I don't know what to do anymore. She has apologized multiple times and wants me back, and says she's even ready to do the whole grand wedding again, and she regrets having run away in a momentary lapse of judgment. She knows she wants to be with me, but she just panicked and got cold feet. I can't imagine my life without her, but at the same time my trust is broken. I don't understand why she couldn't just be more of an adult and tell me properly before the wedding, although she insists she tried to. I feel disrespected and just heartbroken and embarrassed that I had to go through all of that. I don't know if I can or should forgive her. What if she does this again and runs at some other important event like she did on the most important day of my life? Any advice or suggestions on how to proceed, if I can continue with this relationship or if I should just cut my losses and move on? Thank you for reading this far. Edit for some clarifications. I did not expect to get these many responses on my post, and I have read through every single one of them. I appreciate all of you for taking out the time to read this and give me advice. There are some things I realize I should clarify or elaborate on based on the comments. Why she ran. I don't think it was the marriage bit. Getting married was not going to change a lot about our relationship anyway, and I know she was just as excited about getting married as I was. I should mention that while both our parents wanted a grand wedding, mine were way more insistent on it than hers. Her parents would have been happy with whatever choice she was happy with, even a court marriage. Mine insisted on a bigger wedding, as they believed that if we had a small one, it would make relatives and friends think we are poor. And she felt pressured to say yes because she wanted them to like her, and she knows how much I love my mom and didn't want me to have to choose. The financial bit. She makes much more money than me, and she funded at least 70 to 80% of the wedding expenses. She offered and was happy to do so. If she hadn't offered that, my parents would have had to step in and fund it, which she wasn't comfortable with. The financial stress of it was getting to both of us, but probably more to her than me. We've discussed finances in depth, and I have financially supported her when she was doing her MBA, and both of us are comfortable with the fact that she earns a lot more now and will contribute more to our expenses. It's all hitting me now that she ended up burning so much money on a wedding she didn't want, just to make sure my parents didn't dislike her. The history of running away. She used to break up and dip from the relationship in the initial 2 to 3 years of our relationship, and after working on it that time, we've really managed to get over it. She hasn't suggested breaking up or wanting to run away for the past 3 to 4 years at least. I don't know if I'll be able to trust her, because when she gets anxious, she can't think about me, like she didn't in this situation, and didn't consider the humiliation I had to go through. But I do trust her to not run away when we have kids or at other difficult points in life, I think. I'm not really sure, it's all hard to process right now. Thank you so much for all your advice. I will be taking a few days away from her to think about all of it and then decide on the next steps. Although yes, therapy is a starting point for both of us, individually at least. Why would you ever stay with someone who always, when things get difficult, abandons you? There is no trust. I was OP for 10 years. Only main difference was I was the breadwinner. She left me 3 times in our relationship, the 3rd time ending our engagement. Each time there was some other option and something we were working through. Each time she'd regret it and come back. On the last occasion when we were engaged, she left me for a guy in her program a week before my birthday and our anniversary and wanted to start again about 2 months thereafter. Rereading again is painstaking because OP realizes his emotions and concerns will never be considered in these scenarios and still wants to work through it. I felt the same for so long, kept trying to hold on to someone so ready to let me go. I still love her, but could never trust her. OP sounds like he's in the same place, in so much love he doesn't realize even with kids, she will abandon him when it becomes more and more stressful, between minimal sleep and increased financial and temporal responsibilities. It was the most heartbreaking thing I've done in my life to block her. It's still hard writing this, but how can someone trust a person that consistently leaves in stressful scenarios, especially when you always were by their side for theirs? OP, however hard it is, know this, that after all that, I found someone who stands with me when I cry and when things are hard. She left you at the altar and you're on Reddit asking what to do. You say you don't trust her, so to be honest, this relationship is over. She humiliated you in front of all your family and friends, and now she says she's ready for the big wedding. After she just wasted all the time and money spent on the first one. You would be a fool to just forget this and take her back. She has a history of randomly breaking up with you, she left you at the altar, and she will run again. She has proven to you time and time again that when things get tough, she will leave you. To be honest, it sounds like she needs some serious therapy before making any additional commitments, like getting back together or getting married. Her reaction to stress is immature and lacking in self-control, which are traits that don't align with taking vows and dedicating yourself to another person. I think you need some therapy too after such a traumatic experience. Don't rush back into being together. You have time and it's worth taking a step back to reevaluate. The thing is, having a wedding is certainly not the most stressful situation you'll face in a marriage, and having a partner who will run away at times of high pressure is just not workable. What if, God forbid, you got a terrible diagnosis? Or lost your jobs, had a home burned down, not to mention the entire adventure of having kids if that's in your plans for the future. Will you ever be able to trust honestly that the next stressful hurdle won't leave you standing alone and abandoned again? Last story. I, 24 male, am breaking off my engagement on my birthday. My fiancé doesn't deserve me. I have spent the last 7 years with my girlfriend, 23 female. I plan my whole life around becoming financially stable to support our future marriage. Last Christmas, I was so excited when I bought her the most beautiful blue diamond ring. However, I didn't propose last minute because I knew I was ready for marriage, but she was still mentally a child. I told everyone a lie that I was waiting until I graduated from my master's program so I could give her the love and attention that a newlywed couple would want. However, the real reason is because she never showed me she was capable of taking care of herself and growing as a person. She touts that she has her college paid for, even though she won a California government lottery system that paid the entirety of her college degree and teaching credential, while I had to pay for my undergrad, master's, and now everything because I moved out of my house. She used to tell me before I moved out that I wasn't financially mature because she was paying for her car, phone, and insurance as I was saving up money to move out and pay for my degree like a responsible person. Now I am the one with a career job and a beautiful house to live in. But she is stuck working the same minimum wage job for the last 6 years, tutoring after school part-time, living at home with no aspirations of moving out. Even though I pushed her into being paid what she is worth by going somewhere else. She could easily be making 2 to 4 times more. I saved up all this money, made sacrifices to my entire social life, and took her out on dates every single weekend. making her feel like a princess and a queen for 7 years straight, only for her to tell me she isn't going to move out with me because I waited too long to propose to her. I can't remember the last time in our relationship that she complimented me without me giving her one first. Well, okay, guess what? You're the reason I didn't propose to you, not me. I now know my self-worth and I am taking back my life. Now for the top comments. Hell yeah. Stay calm, stand your ground. Proud of you, brother. Hardest decision I have had to make in my life. Depressing spending my birthday alone, but I am happy it's for a good reason. Give yourself a special day. You have made her a queen/princess, and it's time that you do it for yourself. So do everything you love and buy yourself something you wanted. Have you talked to her directly about these issues? I'm not saying you're wrong to feel this way, just that an issue can't be fixed if only one person is aware of it. If it's beyond fixing, then I wish you the best and happy birthday. This post reads really passive-aggressive. Yeah, she seems immature. But communication is a two-way street. Her comment about not wanting to move out before being married isn't outrageous. That's a viewpoint some people have. OP's comments make it seem there's resentment over how easy his partner has it, which is ridiculous when you consider the fact that she has 2 jobs. 100%. I have talked to her about these things multiple times throughout the years, hoping that she would one day figure it out, but she never did. The catalyst of me moving threw everything into perspective. I believe this is the right move. You are still so young. Please date for a while until you find that right person who shares your values and drive. Also, sell that ring and travel. Go to Europe or Asia and dip your toe into a new culture. Enjoy your youth and being single. It goes by quickly. You're 100% right. Finding the right person who shares my values is such a big thing that I threw out the door. I regret it a lot.